Hello everyone, you're watching Campus France Live. Thanks a lot to be there with us. Today we're going to talk about higher education in France, but not to talk about a specific school, but about a city instead, Toulouse in the south of France. What are the different opportunities for international students at Toulouse? Why is it a very, very attractive city? To talk about all of the subjects, I'm very pleased to welcome Julie Soupen. Hello.
Hello.
You're Leisure Development Officer at Toulouse Métropole. Next to you, we're with Cathy Spencer. Hello.
Hello.
Incoming International Mobility Officer at University of Toulouse. And we're also with Émilie Deponce. Hello.
Hi.
Head of Campus France office in Toulouse. Let's start with you. Émilie, we're going to talk about a city, not about a higher education institution. Can you tell us a few figures to understand why Toulouse is important and why it is important for international students?
Yeah, well, first of all, we're very proud to be here today because I think we're the first city represented in your Campus France Live show. So we're very, very honored. And actually, it all started a few years ago. In 2020, there was a report which was conducted in Toulouse, which was called the Guillou-Tirol report. Jean Tirole, as you may know, has been awarded the Nobel Prize in Economics, and he's been teaching economics in Toulouse University. And so this report gave 11 proposals for the economic growth of the city. And among the 11 proposals, 2 were really directly linked to international students and researchers. And so one of them was to increase the scientific influence of the city, and another one was to develop international tourism, namely through international students and through the graduation ceremony. So we started working with the Toulouse urban authorities, with our Campus France office in Toulouse, and ever since we've worked very tightly together. So about the figures, in the Toulouse academic district, we have around 18,000 international students and researchers coming every year. And this means around 13% international students are in Toulouse. And they've been an 11% increase in the last 3 years. So then you have to guess what are the main nationalities. Most of the nationalities represented in Toulouse are the same as at the national level, but there is a slight difference. So the first nationality represented is Morocco. No surprise. Then the third one is Algeria, then comes China, and then Italy. But the second one, take a guess, what is the most represented nationality in Toulouse?
I think you have the answer, but I'm really bad. I would say maybe Chinese people, no?
No,
okay.
That's the main difference with the national level. We've got lots of Spanish students here because of the border. So the Spanish students are the second most represented international students in Toulouse. Now, talking about the fields of studies, we've got 35% international students who study in social and human sciences. 29% in sciences, and then comes economics, law and political sciences, and eventually we've got 5% in medicine. As far as the level of study is concerned, we've got a massive number of students studying at the bachelor level, 60%. Then we've got 30% in master's degree and 10% in PhD. So what I would say is that Toulouse is not only an attractive city for international students, but for students as a whole, as it has been awarded the most attractive student destination in France. I don't know how many years in a row. I think it's the 3rd or 4th year in a row. So it's a pretty attractive city for different reasons. Of course, academic reasons. Katie will talk about it later on. For the student services as well. well, but also for touristic and economic reasons. And my colleague Julie will talk about it.
Julie, can you maybe describe a little bit Toulouse for the people not knowing the city? Where is it located and what can we do there?
Yes, of course. So Toulouse is located right in the southwest of France. This is the capital of the Occitanie region. To give you a more precise idea, we are at 1 hour and a half from the Mediterranean Sea and the same distance to the mountain of the Pyrenees. We are also very close by some emblematic places such as Carcassonne, the medieval city, but also Albi, the UNESCO classified city. So Toulouse is the fourth largest city in France, but at the same time, it's a very human-sized city. I mean, we have a very accessible city center. And it's the second university of France with 130,000 students, among which 15,000 are international. So just to give you an idea, a quarter of the population is a student. It makes it a very young, dynamic, international and vibrant city.
What do you mean by a vibrant city? What is it in maybe the cultural aspects that is such vibrant?
Toulouse is really a bustling city with lots of entertainment. I mean, we have many big and small events, concerts, exhibitions, festivals during the whole year. The ambience of the city is really characteristic of the southwest of France and a bit of Spain also, because we are very close by this country. But Toulouse is also the land of rugby. I don't know if you knew that. We can talk about the spirit of rugby, and in Toulouse it is values such as the goodwill and the sense of party which prevail. So nightlife is intense in Toulouse, and we are very lucky because we have thousands of restaurants, hundreds of bars, and more than 50 different festivals.
And what about the accessibility? Is it easy to go and travel at Toulouse and in Toulouse?
Of course, it's a very accessible destination. We have an international airport. That means we are very well connected to the rest of Europe, but also to the rest of the world. For instance, we will have a direct flight to Montreal in June 2003 with 5 flights per week. But public transport also is key in Toulouse because we have 2 metro lines with a third one which is coming, 2 tram lines, high-speed buses, and the longest urban cable car in France.
And what does it look like? We had the opportunity to see a little bit of photos, but how would you describe the way it looks like?
First, do you know the nickname of the city? Do you know how do we call the city?
Yes, I know because it's written, but I knew. It's la Ville Rose.
The pink city, exactly. And do you know why?
No, I don't know, but I'm not going to read, so you can explain.
So Toulouse is made with the red bricks, and with the sun shining on it, it makes that pinky color. But Toulouse, it's also more than 2,000 years of history, 3 UNESCO sites, 160 parks and gardens, and a really strong presence of water with first the Canal du Midi and the Garonne, which is a very dynamic river with many events during the summertime, for instance, with many activities, open-air restaurants, festivals. Maybe you've heard about the rugby festival, which is called the Water Rugby.
Oh, no.
No? During 4 days, we have a rugby field on the river itself. Okay. And to score, you just need to dive into the river.
Okay.
Can you imagine the ambience of the destination? So it's really a city characterized by its art de vivre, its quality of life, and its goodwill.
And the weather is really nice during the entire year. We are in the winter. How is the weather actually in Toulouse?
A bit the same like in Paris today, a bit cold, but sunny.
Okay,
yes.
So that's okay. That's better to have a little bit of sun in the coldness. Toulouse is also famous for the aeronautics, isn't it?
Yes, and do you know why?
No.
Many questions.
Not of cultural problems. No, I don't know. Why is it?
So The story started with Clément Ader, a famous Toulouse engineer, and with the company which is called Latécoère, because during the First World War, the company was creating planes for the war to fight, and at the end of the war we had so many planes we didn't know how to use them, so we decided to use them to bring the mail from France to Spain, then to North Africa and to South America. And this is how the story about Aéropostale started. And I totally recommend you to come to Toulouse to visit the museum dedicated to this part of the history, which is called the Flight of the Pioneers. And we also have, of course, Airbus, which is also a place that you can visit. You can discover the final assembly line and the people who are working on it. And next to it, you've got Aeroscopia. Do you know the museum itself? No? This is really the museum about aeronautics, with mythic and emblematic planes such as the Concorde. And it's possible to enter into the Concorde. Can you imagine?
No, that's impressive. You have not to invite me to make me discover all
whenever you want.
Talking about. We're now going to watch a little video to know more about Toulouse and about the different opportunity for the students, and we will be back just after that. It looks like a really vibrant city, and I'm wondering why I'm still in Paris here. Is Toulouse just a city limited by aeronautics?
That's a mistake that people make. Toulouse is much more than that. Toulouse is really the hub of excellence and innovation for many reasons. The first one is that Toulouse is the European capital of space, since in Toulouse we have key companies like Thales and Alenia Space, Airbus Defence and Space, or the CNES. Those companies create satellites, but we design, we manufacture and we produce satellites in Toulouse. And we also work on the next generation of nanosatellites. So we can talk about the notion of new space. The second reason is that Toulouse is really the home of smart and sustainable mobility. This is the hub of intelligent transportation system. And we have, for instance, Easy Mile, the autonomous driverless shuttle. Maybe you saw it. And we can say that from the underground to the space, Toulouse works in every aspect of the product, such as embedded system and intelligent transportation solutions. The third reason is that Toulouse is famous for the health tech of tomorrow. And in 2026, we have a new project of a new campus of medicine, combining the faculty of medicine with the one of dentistry and of pharmacy. And over there, you will have new courses combining the biology of classical professions with engineering training. So, to sum up, we can say that Toulouse has really a perfect ecosystem with lots of big companies, very well-known private and public laboratories, good network of startups, and really one of the best institutes specialized in artificial intelligence, which is called ANITI. And to conclude, if I can say one last word, don't forget that Toulouse is really the French tech capital, voted best student city in France, and which is also the first French city in terms of talent retention.
And Toulouse is also a city where important projects can start, and we are going to watch a little video to know more about that.
Because we're famous for this, and soon for this. And we observe from above and from below. Because we innovate so near and so far. Because we have startups like these and big businesses like these. Because we have specialists in this and others in that. Not to mention this force and this energy here. Because we're full of surprises. Toulouse a tout.
And there are also a lot of job opportunities in Toulouse. Can you explain us, Émilie, how you can work as an international student in France?
Indeed, there are lots of job opportunities in Toulouse, but also internships. Well, what you have to know is that when you work in France, when you study in France, you may work up to 964 hours per year. So this is roughly 20 hours a week. Well, except for Algerian students, this is a special. They have a special. Something special for them. And if you plan to have an internship, this is not counted in these 964 hours. So you can work as an intern up to 35 hours a week. And if your internship is over 2 months, then you will earn a minimum of 600 euros per month.
And after their studies, can international students work in France?
Yeah, after you get your diploma, so you need to get a bachelor or a master's degree and French. Once you get your diploma, you can stay in France up to 12 months to search a job or to create your business with what we call the RECE resident permit. It's recherche d'emploi, création d'entreprise. So with this resident permit, you have 1 year to find a job or to create your own business.
Katia, as I said earlier, you are the incoming international mobility officer of University of Toulouse. First of all, what is the University of Toulouse?
So the University of Toulouse is a network of higher education and research establishments. There's 4 universities, 1 National University Institute, 1 university hospital, and 18 engineering and specialized schools, and of course 7 research organizations. So it's over 110,000 students site-wide. There's around 16,000 staff that contribute to University of Toulouse's activities, which include 145 laboratories also. because the University of Toulouse is so big and gathers such a big network of establishments, there is a lot of variety in the fields of studies. So, as Emily was saying, there's law, political science, health, economics, arts, humanities, social science, and of course ENAC and ISAE, which are very well known establishments and engineering schools, where Thomas Pesquet studied the best known astronaut in France.
Okay, yeah, that's impressive. And if you're a potential student and you want to have more information about the different courses, what can you do to have these informations?
So the University of Toulouse developed a mapping of all the higher education courses that are actually available in Toulouse and in the Academy of Toulouse, because there's not only the city of Toulouse, but also Auch, Albi, lots of smaller towns situated in the academy. The website references over 1,200 courses, and you can search by city, domain, keywords, and all the courses in different cities will appear to make your choice with all the information about how to get admissed, how to candidate, and all the possibilities of further education and jobs after that course.
When you arrive in a new country, and especially when you arrive in France, you have lots of different procedures for the visa, to find an accommodation, a place to live, to find maybe a job if you need to work to study. It's a lot of different questions. It's sometimes complicated because some of the people only speak in French, and if you don't know French, that can be complicated. Does the university offer support and guidance for incoming international students?
There is lots of support for incoming students, international students, especially in Toulouse. Firstly, there's the Accueil Welcome Desk, which is a service and advice space located in the center of Toulouse. It's open all year round, unlike some other cities in France. There is a multilingual team there to help you with anything. They speak English, French, and Spanish. So they can help you with all your administrative procedures. They can give you advice on culture, on scholarships. Also, there's the prefecture, which is there, who gives residence permits, and it's only for students and researchers. There's the CAF, who can give you housing allowance, and the CRUS, who can give you advice on social support, scholarships, and catering in the city of Toulouse.
And you have something called the Toolbox. What it is exactly?
So the Toolbox is an even more specialized service for international students coming to Toulouse and the Toulouse Academy. Toolbox helps students before their arrival, so they help them with all the procedures, including finding housing. We order transport cards, SIM cards, so that once the student arrives in Toulouse or in one of the other cities, everything is ready for them. So they arrive and everything is there. They also have a meeting with their Toolbox operator, so they can do all their admin. They help do the CAF application, because the CAF website is only in French. They will validate visas and then give any advice that the student needs.
And are there other services provided by the University of Toulouse available?
Yes, there is also, so in all the universities, so the three big universities that there are in Toulouse, there's the SIMS, which is the Medical and Social Service. It's free of charge for all students. There's all kind of doctors, generalists, gynecologists, sexologists, nutritionists, so you can get support and advice concerning any of that. There's also language courses available at the University of Toulouse, either in French, which can be helpful if you arrive as an international student, or also English, Spanish, and other languages if there is enough people to register for those. There's also a housing guide available for international students. It's more like kind of like the mapping, so it's a search engine, and there's listed all the different accommodation that is available in Toulouse. And of course, there's all the sports and cultural activities in each school and each university, either via the associations or sports classes.
As Julie told us earlier, Toulouse is a very vibrant city. What are the different activities that students can do in the city?
So at the beginning of each year for international students, or just all students in Toulouse, there are a few events. So the first one is the Semaine de l'Étudiant, which is the Students' Week, often in October time. Part of the Semaine de l'Étudiant is la Nuit des étudiants du monde, which is the World Students' Night starts with an official opening by the mayor of Toulouse in the mayor's office in a big La Salle des Illustres, which is a very magnificent room in the mayor's office. And then the second part of the night is more of a party in a club with activities, karaoke, that kind of thing. Also, there is la Nuit des Chercheurs du Monde, la Nuit des Chercheurs. The European Researchers' Night is the moment where thousands, it happens all around France, all around Europe, so it's where thousands of researchers give conferences so that there is more interaction between these researchers and regular citizens and students.
Okay, so there is plenty of activities, and there is also label Bienvenue en France, 3-star. What does it mean?
So, yes, the University of Toulouse was given the 3-star Bienvenue en France label by Campus France, which underlines the quality and accessibility of information, the welcoming strategies that are put in place for international students, including housing, the quality of campus life, other factors, especially for international students.
And there is also a network of international students. It's called Erasmus Student Network, and we are going to watch a little interview of François Rodriguez to explain what international students can do at Toulouse.
J'ai choisi d'installer le fauteuil rose au Welcome Desk car je pense qu'il représente l'un des lieux les plus importants concernant l'accueil des étudiants néo-arrivants sur Toulouse et plus particulièrement pour les étudiants internationaux. Ce lieu est géré par l'Université fédérale de Toulouse, qui est l'organisation qui regroupe les établissements d'enseignement supérieur sur le territoire de l'Académie de Toulouse. Et donc, dans ce Welcome Desk, les institutions locales se sont coordonnées pour permettre aux nouveaux arrivants de la ville de retrouver l'ensemble des acteurs clés permettant une bonne installation à Toulouse, à savoir la préfecture, la CAF, le CRUS et, depuis l'année dernière, l'antenne locale du plus large réseau d'organisations étudiantes dans l'enseignement supérieur en Europe, l'Erasmus Student Network, dont la mission consiste en l'amélioration des conditions d'accueil et d'intégration des étudiants internationaux. Ayant été en charge de l'installation de SN Toulouse au Welcome Desk, j'ai été amené à passer de nombreuses journées assis à ces bureaux, à effectuer des permanences avec d'autres membres de l'association pour accueillir les centaines d'étudiants internationaux qui passent par ce lieu en leur apportant un accompagnement supplémentaire de pair à pair dans leurs démarches administratives et la résolution de diverses problématiques. En effet, lorsque les étudiants arrivent dans ce lieu, ils sont en général désorientés, ont de nombreuses questions en tête et sont stressés à l'idée de ne pas réussir à traiter leurs contraintes administratives et d'autres de ces problématiques pour pouvoir débuter l'année sereinement. Par exemple, ils se demandent si leur titre de séjour restera valable le long de leurs études, s'ils pourront bénéficier d'un logement du CRUS et dans quelles conditions, ou encore de quelles aides financières est-ce qu'ils pourront bénéficier grâce à la caisse d'allocation familiale. Et ils sont accompagnés par toutes les personnes qui travaillent ici, avec dévotion, il faut le dire, et ressortent en général le sourire aux lèvres et l'esprit plus apaisé.
Julie, we are now reaching the end of this live session dedicated to Toulouse. We have had the opportunity to discover the city and to know more about how we can study, work, and maybe live for part of our life, or the entire life at Toulouse. How would you conclude? What would be your advice for students who plan to come to France to think about Toulouse for their studies?
First, we hope that we convince you that Toulouse is really a smart and vibrant city. So some students will choose we hope so, Toulouse to study next year. And maybe some of them also will stay longer to start maybe their career in the Pink City.
So Toulouse at 2, Toulouse has everything except you, so we're waiting for you.
Thanks a lot, Julie, Cathy, Emily, for having been with us today, and thanks to you for having watched us. If you want more information about Toulouse and maybe start your project to come and study, you can visit the website toulouseatout.com to know more about Toulouse. And see you soon, maybe at Toulouse, and see you soon on Campus France Live.